It is quite improbable that we would ever appreciate the pleasure of a warm summer day if we never feel the chill of a dark winter. Kind of like the yin and yang. The Taoist philosophy is based on the idea of yin and yang. It frequently appears in pop culture and consumer culture, standing in for concepts like harmony and inner serenity. But yin and yang's depth goes much beyond that. When we fully comprehend this enigmatic concept, it might alter how we perceive the universe forever. In this video, we will go over the importance and depth of the yin and yang. The concept of yin and yang is somewhat confusing. The colors black and white represent two opposing yet complementary energies. The result of this ongoing mutual attraction and repulsion is a continual state of change that we refer to as the universe. Yin and yang are tangible manifestations of phenomena like life and death, winter and summer, matter and emptiness. Yin and yang, which are frequently referred to as masculine and feminine, can be translated as dark light or negative positive. In particular, we can see that Lao Tzu describes the feminine, or the Great Mother, as the enigmatic, receptive, and passive force represented by the black part of the yin-yang symbol, and the masculine as the active force that is essentially most visible and prominent, represented by the white part. This can be seen in his antiquated work of art, the Tao Te Ching. What are the distinctions between yin and yang then? What else falls within the categories of yin and yang? There are no absolutes, which is crucial to remember before I can explain. The situation actually determines if something is yin or yang. In chapter 2 of the Tao Te Ching, Lao Tzu stated the following: "Being and not being give rise to one another. Easy and difficult go well together. Long and short complement one another. High and low are in conflict. Following one another is fore and stern." There is a yin and yang component in each of the examples mentioned. Yin and yang are complementary to one another. Yin are a group of traits that are typically quiet, empty, low, chilly, and gloomy in nature, but they actually contain a tremendous amount of power, which I'll discuss in a moment. Yang is the male, energetic element that is typically found in things like light, warmth, height, fullness, aggression, and speed. Accordingly, if we examine the words from the Tao Te Ching, we can conclude that lengthy is seen as yang and short as yin. Being is viewed as yang, whilst not being is viewed as yin. One cannot exist without the other, and the interaction between the two determines whether one is yin or yang. Now, while the usefulness of yang seems evident, the importance of yin is frequently disregarded, despite the fact that it has significant strength. The usefulness of a bowl is a good illustration of this capability. The material used to make the bowl, which is probably a hard and dry substance, is what gives it its yang characteristics. So what actually makes the bowl useful? The answer is that it is empty. A bowl cannot hold any food if it is not empty. This perspective will help us see how integral it is to all we do. We can't throw or dunk a basketball if there isn't space around us. Our solar system couldn't exist without the immense amount of empty space in the universe. The passivity of yin is another quality. Passivity is despised in our society. It's all about taking initiative, achieving goals, moving forward, and choosing action over inaction. As a result, we typically have little regard for life's passive aspects. When we stop to think about it, this is unusual, because all forms of accomplishment require passivity. Take strength or bodybuilding training as an illustration. Muscles aren't developed in the gym. Rather, they develop while resting, in bed, on the couch, or anywhere else. Receptivity is an important aspect of yin. Furthermore, it appeals due to its receptivity. Everywhere in nature, from flowers waiting for insects to pollinate them, to a stunning woman in a bar waiting for a guy to approach her, we see this process at work. As Lao Tzu relates yin to water in contrast to hard rock, which is the yang aspect in comparison to the water, he also characterizes yin as being soft. Water may easily and unaggressively defeat the difficult through its state of flow. However, yin cannot exist without yang. For instance, warmth and light are essential for life, while emptiness is only beneficial in the context of something else. Additionally, insects must actively approach a flower and take the necessary actions in order to pollinate it. But if we pay closer attention, we can observe that the feminine aspect always carries a male aspect in a particular setting, and vice versa. The binary code, which is made up only of ones and zeros, has the shape of the yin and yang symbol. According to philosopher Alan Watts, all of your perceptions, in all of their variety and color, are composed of a huge composite of tiny yeses and nos. We can infer that the feminine and the masculine keep each other in check by considering the complementary nature of yin and yang. When one side overpowers the other side grows until the other side overpowers it. Politics, which shifts from left to right, from conservative to liberal, and so on, is one of the most obvious instances. No activity is possible, according to Lao Tzu, if the opposing activity hasn't already taken place. We must first permit something to become powerful if we want it to diminish. We must first permit something to flourish if we intend to eradicate it. We must first give something away in order to hold it. The complementary opposites of yin and yang work together to produce, sustain, balance, and transform one another. The latter is what happens when a man and a female conceive. As a result of the union of the feminine and the masculine, a child is born, who, like its parents, is made up of countless yins and yangs. Every object, every living thing, every cell, and every individual component may be endlessly separated into masculine and feminine. This is known as the Yin and Yang principle. The Taoists refer to non-doing or effortless activity as Wu Wei, and this method truly harnesses the strength of both Yin and Yang. The key is knowing when to act and when to refrain from acting, so that our actions are less difficult and more in a flow condition. So by embracing yin, we open ourselves up to the universe's inherent logic. There is frequently no need to take action. An overly zealous salesperson scares off potential customers, while an overly dependent woman scares off the guy she's dating. Many issues get resolved on their own. Acting frequently simply makes the situation worse. By pulling back, we reach a yin condition. Knowing when to back off and when not to is crucial. Both excessive passivity and inaction can be harmful. There will always be a dark and a light aspect to everything, no matter what you do and how you do it. We only tend to enjoy a warm shower because we have felt the discomfort of cold water. Just because someone else is horrible, you are magnificent, which all simply means that we need both sides in our lives in order to fully thrive and enjoy doing what we do. As always, thank you for listening, and I hope you learned something important about the yin and yang which you could use in your life moving forward.